Hey, I'm May. Welcome back to my channel. I'm an upcycler and artist, and this is my upcycling beginner's toolkit. Since upcycling has become a lot more popular over the past few years, I've seen a lot of people expressing interest in trying it, and while that's great, it can also be a little bit difficult of a craft to start in, mostly because it's not very structured. You kind of just have to start and see what happens. There's not a lot of concrete guides on what to get, what to do, how to start, and all that stuff. So I thought that for all the people like me, those who really enjoy structure and having a set process and steps and a list of supplies, that I would make a little bit of a, beginner upcycler's toolkit / some tips that you can use. So let's get started. We are first going to go through the toolkit itself, all the stuff that you will need to start upcycling. There are some things that I have that you don't really need, but if you have them, it will make your life easier. So I'll be sure to mention which stuff is a necessity and which stuff you can get if you want. So with that, we will start with fabric scissors. Fabric scissors that will only be used to cut fabric. You cannot use these for paper, to open up packages. Don't only use it for fabric. That will make your fabric scissors stay sharp. You'll be able to use them for a lot longer if you make sure that they are only used for fabric. And on the topic of cutting, we also have a rotary cutter. You've probably seen these before. They are not necessary. You can get it if you want. It will make your life a lot easier when you're cutting on curves and corners, but they are not like a necessity. You can get it if you want, but you don't really need it. Next is a basic sewing kit. You can pretty much get these at any craft store. You have to make sure that it includes a tape measure so you can measure yourself, others, fabric, all that. And you have sewing pins. These are the more traditional straight sewing pins, but I don't like these. I stick myself on them and they're just not fun. I actually prefer... Focus. Don't focus on me. Focus on them. Focus on them. Okay. Hold on. I actually prefer... There we go. I prefer these. These are sewing clips. So instead of using like the normal pointy clips, you can just use this and it pops right on there. It's very easy. They're much easier to keep track of. There's less of a chance of you poking yourself. So in my opinion, oops, one fell. See, I just don't trust straight sewing pins. So, yep. So they're a lot easier to use. As you can see, one of these just fell and all I was doing was just waving it around. This is my vendetta against straight sewing pins. Yes, I am anti-straight sewing pin, you guys. Clips, bobby pins, those metal clips that people use when they're like rolling up their hair and curlers. You can use anything that clips really, or that pins to hold fabric together. I am anti-straight sewing pin, but if you like these, then you use that. Use whatever is the easiest for you. And another essential for your basic sewing kit is a seam ripper. This can be used to undo it rips seam. So if you make a mistake, you can just use this, tear it open. You will be upset whenever you have to use this. It will irritate you and you will just be like, I have to undo something. So yeah, this is a useful tool, but it is also a symbol of the struggle that comes with sewing garments. What is next? Okay, next up on the list, acrylic paint and or fabric paint. Fabric paint is easier because it is meant to go on fabric from jump, but you can also use normal acrylic paint and use something called, I think it's called like textile medium or fabric medium. It's a liquid that you mix into paint to make it fabric paint so it'll go on. I know that this brand, okay, I know that this brand of folk art, they have one. So if you want to do that, you can. You can also take the risk like I do and just use regular acrylic paint. I use these acrylic paint pens because, you know, it's easy to draw. I'm usually drawing more complex designs, so this makes things a lot easier. And I will heat set my paint afterwards. And speaking of heat setting, if you do wish to use the heat setting method of painting, you will need an iron. It can be just a regular laundry iron. It doesn't need to be some fancy crafting iron. Just use the one that you have. If you don't plan on doing any kind of painting, an iron is not really necessary. So yeah, that's another kind of optional, kind of not, depending on your specific needs thing. Okay, moving on. The next item is a hot glue gun. I was debating on whether or not this is an essential. What I will say is that I'm sure that you can find a way to make it work without a hot glue gun. However, a hot glue gun will make your life exponentially easier. So I recommend getting one, but I'm sure you could find alternative adhesion methods that will work just as well and stay on, you know? So necessary for me, but if you can find a way to do it to stick stuff to things without one, then you go do that. Next up, we have fabric glue. This is pretty popular, I think, but I don't like it. It doesn't work that well. It has a really hard time making things stick. Every time I've used fabric glue, whatever I've glued down has just fallen off, so I don't like it. But if it works for you, again, you can use it. And then there is also, I don't have it with me right now, but there is also E6000. That's like contact cement, but it's not really contact cement, or I think it's a kind of contact cement. E6000 is it's a strong kind of glue that the moment you put it on there, it adheses. I don't know if I'd really recommend it for clothes. It's often used in cosplay when working with EVA foam, but if you want to use it, again, go off. If it works for you, then it works for you. And now, moving on from adhesives to stuff that you will be adhesing to things. Yes. So right here, I have a little thing of buttons. I've been getting really into button decorations lately. I have something right here. Hold on, let me get it. This is a top that I glued a little star onto, and I outlined some of the outside with buttons. It's one of my favorite things I've ever made. And you can use pretty much any decor. You can use beads, buttons, chains, lace, jump rings. You can put little fake diamonds on there, grommets, pins, fake foliage. You can do pretty much whatever you want. Whatever your vibe is, there's something that you can put onto clothes to make them look cool. My camera ran out of memory, but we're back. Not gonna let that stop us. Now that we have finished the toolkit, we can go on to our additional tips that have helped me, helped others, and that hopefully will help you. Number 1, learn to sew. I know we talked about the sewing kit earlier, but go further than that. Learn how to do different kinds of stitches, different techniques. You don't need a sewing machine. A sewing machine is something that you can invest in later if you want to. You are more than enough. Your hands are more than enough, okay? You can do everything that a sewing machine can do. Adding on to that, learning basic garment construction and understanding how clothes are how they are put together will be really helpful for when you customize your clothes. Even if you don't plan on sewing full garments from scratch, you will have a much easier time if you understand how clothes are constructed, how they're put together, what patterns make what shapes, and yeah, stuff like that. It's very valuable information to know. You don't have to be like a sewing expert to upcycle, but again, it will help to just know the basics of how a shirt is structured to look like a shirt, so that you don't, ruin clothes to the point where they can't be worn anymore, because you do still want to wear these things. If you plan on cutting up your clothes, make sure that you understand how to put it back together once it's cut up, is all I'm saying. Utilize what you have on hand before buying more supplies. I found some extra plain white buttons just lying around, and that's how I started decorating stuff with buttons. I spend pretty much no money on most of my projects. Sometimes I might buy something here and there, but most of the time I can just use stuff I have on hand already. If you thrift, start looking at the stuff on the rack, not for what it is, but for what it could be. A pair of jeans that are too small for you could become a vest. They could become a bag, they could become leg warmers, arm warmers, they could become gloves even. Think outside the box, be creative. Upcycling is a very creative hobby, and you are creative. You are creative. I know you are. I believe in you. You can do this. You have a big, beautiful brain that can create big, beautiful ideas. And I believe in you, and I believe in your big, beautiful ideas to create beautiful things. Okay, now, moving on. As you gain more skills and see more stuff you like, you might decide to level up your upcycle game and invest in some additional tools to make your life easier or to do cool stuff. Some of the things I see people get are grommet presses, higher quality hot glue guns, sewing machines, embroidery machines, airbrushes, mini irons made specifically for crafting, and all that stuff. It's a pretty similar set of tools that you would see in cosplay. I do think that to some extent, upcycling is almost kind of where sewing and cosplay merge into one, especially if you are upcycling to make a cosplay, which, very cool. I do want to try that one day. And finally, incorporate other skills that you have into your projects, okay? Can you make jewelry? Can you knit? Can you crochet? Can you paint? The only limit is your imagination and the depths of your Pinterest rabbit hole journeys. Again, you are creative, and you can use your skills to make clothes that are unique. An extra tip that I have is, if you have an extra notebook or journal lying around, you should totally make a sketchbook, make a journal, make an upcycling sketchbook / journal that you use to plan out projects, list out materials and tools that you need, gather inspiration, print out photos, take fabric swatches, all that fun stuff. I don't have a dedicated journal. I don't really plan that much, but if you are a planner, highly recommend. Fashion journals like that are always very cool. I wish I was more of a journaler. I tried. It didn't really work out for me like that. But if you are, take advantage of that. Use your skills to your advantage to make stuff that is unique and fun and cool, and so that when you walk down the street, or when you walk down the hallway at school, or when you walk into your job, people look at you and they're like, oh my gosh, they're so cool, because you are cool, okay? You're cool because you're you, and the fact that you're doing this makes you really cool, because this is a very cool hobby and a very cool art form to pick up, okay? You are cool. You are cool, you are creative, and I believe in you. Go make awesome things with this. Go make awesome things with all the awesome skills that you have. Do it. Do it now. That was a video full of rambles, but I do hope that it was at least a tiny bit helpful. If you have any additional questions, if you would like to share any tips, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. Okay, bye!